Hello, boys and girls. It is Miss Faulkner, and I'm going to go over your application problem. Your application problem reads that Millie's fish tank holds 403 liters of water. She empties out 185 liters of water to clean the tank. How many liters of water are left in the tank? Now, this application problem had a front and a back, so it had A, B, and C, and D actually. So let's go ahead and let's look at the A part first. It says estimate how many liters are left in the tank by rounding. Now it doesn't tell us if we need to round by hundreds or tens. It's just giving us the choice. And then in B, we just had to round it a different way. Okay, so I'm going to round the 403. And 403 is about equal to 400. It's actually only 3 numbers away from 400. And I should have an L here too, boys and girls. All right, the next number was 185 liters. That is about equal to 200 liters. All right, so if I'm doing that as a problem, I could say 400 liters minus 200 liters, which would give us 200 liters. So there is about 200 liters of water left. All right, so as I said in B, it just tells you to round or estimate how many liters are left in the tank by rounding a different way. So the first way, we rounded to the nearest 100. So this time, I'm going to round to the nearest 3, to the nearest 10. Okay, so here I can say that 403 liters is about 400 liters. Okay, because remember, we have 0 tens, and 3 is closer to 0 than it is to 10. When I look at the number 185 liters, we can say that it is about equal to, it's right at that midway point, so I'm going to go up to that next 10, which is 190 liters. So now I'm going to subtract 400 liters, subtract 190 liters. Now you could have used different strategies on your subtraction, but I'm just going to use the regular algorithm here. So 0 minus 0 is 0. I know my unit's going to be liters. So now I have 0 tens minus 9 tens. Well, I'm going to have to go borrow from that. So I'm going to go next door to my hundreds and I'm going to borrow 100, which only leaves me with 3 hundreds left. When I move that 100 over to the tens place, I now have 10 tens. So 10 minus 9 is 1 and 3 minus 1 is 2. So that gives me 210 liters. So there are about 210 liters of water left when I estimate to the nearest 10. Okay, now let's move on to C. How many liters of water are actually left in the tank? So we want the real number. We're not going to round or estimate this time. So this time we're going to take 403 and we are going to subtract 185 liters. Again, you can use whatever strategy you want to help you to subtract. Okay, some of you may be drawing out your hundreds, tens, and ones chart. That's fine to do that as well. So when I look here, I have 3 ones and I need to take away 5 ones. Well, there's not enough ones to do that. So I could say, let's go next door and borrow from my tens, but there's not any there either. All right, so now I'm going to have to go over and I'm going to borrow from my hundreds this time. So when I do that and I take one of the hundreds away, that leaves me with 3 hundreds. Now I'm going to move the one I took over here to my tens place. Okay, so that leaves me with 10 tens. But it still doesn't help me here. Remember, I need more than 5. So I'm going to borrow from my tens place. That leaves me with 9. And I'm going to move a 10 over here with my 3 ones. And 10 plus 3 is 13. So now I have 13 subtract 5, which is 8. 9 subtract 8, which is 1. And 3 subtract 1, which is 2. And our unit is liters. So the actual amount of liters left in the water tank is 218 liters. So on D, it asks you a different question. It says, is your answer reasonable? In other words, does it make sense or is it too far off? So we're going to look, and yes, our answer is reasonable because it is close to both of my estimates. Okay, this number right here is very close to 210 and it is close to 200. It's not like way off the mark. But if we look at which one is the closest, rounding to the nearest 10 liters is the closest to the actual answer than rounding to the nearest 100. So this answer is closest to our actual answer of 218. So it would have been best to round to the nearest 10. So on D, you could have said, it doesn't have to be exact, but yes, my answer, my answer is reasonable. Remember, I'm restating my question. Because it is close to both of my estimates. Okay, but it also asks which estimate is closer to the exact answer. Okay, so we're going to say rounding to the nearest 10 liter is closest to my actual answer. Okay. All right. Now, your problem is not wrong if in A, you chose to round to the nearest 10 and B, the nearest 100. That part did not matter. So you don't need to count A and B wrong if you just have those flip-flopped. I hope you had a great time doing your application problem. If you need any help, just contact your math teacher and move on to Mrs. Walker. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.